What the fuck, Google? What is this shit? Okay, so what's up, guys? This is Brandon SteelCogs, and this is Battlefront gameplay. Yeah, the beta. It's over. Not gonna talk about it. There you go. And I can't even see it right now. I haven't put it on yet because I don't want to get distracted while I'm talking about Google possibly boning a ton of people or unboning them. I don't know yet. We'll have to find out. Basically, if you have no idea what I'm talking about yet, this last, I think it was Wednesday, it's now Friday, but I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday, YouTube or Google, whatever you want to call them, announced YouTube Red, which is basically, look at it sort of as like Twitch Turbo in a sense. So if you pay YouTube/Google $10 a month, you basically get these quote-unquote features that you wouldn't get otherwise. Now I'm going to talk about this real quick from a normal viewer's standpoint, and then I'll go into content creators like myself. So for a normal viewer, if you spend maybe a few hours on YouTube a day, maybe more, maybe not as much, then YouTube Red may or may not be something you are interested in. Essentially, though, like I said, you pay money and you get things. One of the probably the most popular feature is you don't get ads on YouTube videos, and I can already say right now a ton of people already don't because of ad block. I know a lot of people don't like to discuss ad block, but I mean, it's reality, it's a thing, it exists, and people use it. I personally use it, except on like on YouTube, since technically I earn ad revenue. I'd be a hypocrite if I did use ad block on it. So I've YouTube whitelisted on it. However, I have ad block enabled on other websites because of, you know, possible phishing links or just annoying pop-up ads, and it stops all of that. It makes it to where they don't pop up, they don't annoy the shit out of you most of the time, and it's just convenient. So where that leads me is, if people don't want ads on YouTube, then chances are they aren't going to pay $10 a month, or not very many people at least. Because if you really think about it, how many people actually have Twitch Turbo? I mean, we don't have a statistics chart here or anything that I know of where we can see how many people are subscribed to it. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say not a whole lot of people. Now, there are a lot of people subscribed to a lot of different channels because they want to directly support that person, which is understandable. However, that's Twitch, not YouTube. Many other people run ad block and just call it a day, and that's that. In fact, so many people run it, and not that this really has anything to do with it, but full-time Twitch streamers rarely even run ads anymore. Not any streamers that I watch, at least. Like, I can't think of the last time I've had a streamer say, or I've heard a streamer say, "Alright, I'll be back real quick after this quick ad break," or whatever. Like, people just don't do it anymore because it's like they have to go out of their way to do it, and they probably figure they're making more than enough, I guess, off of donations and subscribers, etc. Now, I'm not meaning to say they're greedy or anything, but they just don't run ads. I mean, it's not practical anymore. Of course, though, YouTube, you can't do that just yet until Wednesday, and even then, you're not directly supporting a channel, but I'll get more into that in a little bit here. So for $10, that would be kind of a jip, but, I mean, they're going to add some other stuff in. Apparently, you get a subscription to the Google Play. I don't actually know how that works or how how good it is. I don't know. I've never used it. Anything I've ever used for music besides like my just actual phone or whatever is Pandora or Spotify. Occasionally, if I do want to listen to a song or, you know, something like that, just a single song, I will look it up on YouTube, and then ads are annoying, so I kind of understand at that point if you use it for music a lot. Plus, if you get a free subscription to the Google Play, well, it's not really free. If you get a subscription to the Google Play with YouTube Red, and it is as good or better than Spotify, then that would kind of shut Spotify down, because Spotify also, default, without the student discount or any coupons or any of that BS, costs $10 a month for a single user. And to be honest, I don't see any reason to buy Spotify then if you get Google Play with YouTube Red for the same price and you get more out of it. You get no ads, and you can also, if you have a mobile device, you can play YouTube videos on your lock screen of your phone, or you can, I think, in other apps as well. I don't know how that would work. Some games do stop your music when you open them, but I don't really play a whole lot of games on my phone. I mainly use any music on my phone just in my car, and that's about it. I used to use Spotify when I had like a 99-cent 3-month thing, but after that, I didn't renew my membership because I didn't want to pay $10 a month for music that I listen to in my car. It's kind of ridiculous considering the fact I don't spend most of my day in my car. So this might be a good thing for a user, or from a user standpoint, to have, because like I said, you get no ads, a Google Play subscription, and I think some other things. Apparently you get exclusive TV shows or exclusive behind the scenes of stuff. I think YouTube and PewDiePie are doing some kind of thing together. Not that I really care about that, because I'm not really a fan of him, but you get behind the scenes stuff supposedly. Now I think something that would be cool if they added in is the movies that you can get on YouTube, because you can get a lot of movies on YouTube. You'll notice, like, they say rent for $2.99 or whatever, and you can just watch the trailer for free. But yeah, that'd be cool if they included that. I don't know if they will. I don't know if that is already on Google Play or whatever, if Google Play is just music. Again, I don't know a whole lot about that, but it will be really neat, I think, and definitely worth it, because you figure that's like, it's YouTube, sort of, it's like a little bit of a movie side of Netflix and Spotify all in one for $10 a month. So in that take on things, it's actually a really good deal, and yeah, if you use all those things quite often, yeah, again, it's a really good deal for a regular user or viewer, whichever. Now, let me get into the kind of nitty-gritty about what it's going to do for content creators, or do to them. So right now, the way YouTube works is partnered channels make money from ad revenue. So essentially, if you were to click on this video and you watch an ad, meaning you don't have ad block on, you are what is a ad revenue viewer, technically. There's another term for it, I forgot. I'll link actually Cy Syndicate's video and Partially Royals videos in the description here. They both did a really good job explaining this as well, and their opinions, and I agree with both of them on things, so I'll link those below. But anyway, basically anybody that watches a ad on a video they watch is a ad revenue viewer. So essentially, that viewer is making the content creator, whoever uploaded that video, a very, very small amount of money per view. Now take into account the amount of people that use adblock. Again, don't have any statistics on that, but we'll just go with a lot of people, and yeah, we'll just assume that that's a lot of people, and you figure YouTube could technically, maybe, I don't know, make more money if they actually found a way to kick out adblock. Now what I mean is you can actually get adblock, funnily enough, off of the Google Play Store, or Google Chrome Store. So I forget what it's fucking called. Google Chrome Market, I think. Anyway, you can get it straight off of there, and that's that. I mean, you have adblock. I even have two of them actually, just to make sure that they work. I have like adblock and then adblock plus. So I'm you know, always 100% ad free on any website, you know, apart from YouTube. And yeah, like I said, that is a Google store, so you can get ad blocker to not watch Google ads from a Google store. So what they could do is essentially just take it off of the store, then nobody could have ad block, which at that point I'd probably switch to Firefox, because yeah, I don't want ads on other websites. Like, seriously, fuck off ads. Nobody wants to see you, let's be honest. There are also other ways to get around it and detect ad block, of course, and just like refuse to play video if you have it enabled. Like, that's kind of one thing I've seen a couple websites do. I think it was an Xfinity website, because like I have Comcast, so they allow us like a streaming service, which is not the greatest at all by any means, but sometimes it has some kind of cool and I guess decent stuff on it. So they actually made me disable ad block, which basically I just opened it in Firefox anyway, so I didn't have to disable it. And yeah, because I don't have ad block on Firefox, because I very rarely use it. But anyway, yeah, they could basically just disable it or detect it and refuse to play video if they have it. So that is another sort of solution to ad block. Now, the way that YouTubers are going to get paid, so if somebody does not have a subscription, if a viewer does not have a subscription to a YouTube Red, then it'll be exactly the same. The ad revenue will be exactly how the content creator gets money from said viewer. It will not money from them, but it is earned technically by them. Unless, of course, they have ad block, which in that case, no money is earned. However, if the viewer does have a YouTube Red subscription, it is a different story. Essentially, what happens is, 45% of that $10, which it's $9.99, so it'll be like a fraction of a cent off, but about $4.50, I think, goes straight to YouTube, and then the other $5.50 roughly is distributed between the amount of time spent watching a certain YouTuber, if that makes sense. So basically, assume somebody only watches, say, me, Mike Infinity, and Bryce Sci-Fi, and nobody else. Now, assume that, okay? And assume they watch us equally, which I know is not the case, because I upload like every other day, and they both upload daily or multiple times a day for the most part. So that's not going to be the case, but let's assume it is. That means each month that person would earn us $1.83, give or take like a fraction of a cent, because of just because of like it being a cent off of $10. Anyway, it'll be about $1.83 for each of us. Now, keep in mind that's going to vary, because it's going to be somebody's going to be watching us for different times, and people are going to be watching more than likely more than 3 different YouTubers, especially if they're paying for a service. Usually if they pay for a service, that means they're on said service a lot and they use it a lot, so they have good reason to pay for it to get extra benefits. So basically, larger channels that have a larger following and that upload longer videos are really going to be the ones who profit here for the most part. Smaller channels, not necessarily myself, I don't actually know how it'll be for myself, but a lot of MCNs or partnership networks are partnering a lot smaller channels. Like, I got partnered when I had 400 subscribers, something around there, because I went on with a relatively new network, which is now known as Freedom. So yeah, basically that means anybody with a subscription, which won't be very many people, more than likely for that person with, you know, say 1,000 subscribers, they'll be making more than likely less, because they don't have very many people watching from that subscription, or that are subscribed, and that, you know, you got to also factor in the amount of people that are watching that don't have it, that are just getting regular ad revenue, or producing regular ad revenue, or just have ad block altogether. So I think YouTube really isn't telling us enough here, or giving us enough information. Like, I mean, maybe there's more to this, maybe I'm just not getting the complete story here. I mean, I've also heard that partners will have to pay, well, like, will be forced to buy into YouTube Red. I don't know how true that is, because I haven't looked into it too much myself, like the nitty gritty like that, but I mean, if that's the case, then like I said, channels with 400 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers are going to be actually losing money if they're partnered at a low channel size, because they're not trust me, they're not making enough to pay that back, unless they have a single viral video that literally gets hundreds of thousands of views a month. Hundreds of thousands of views a month, but you know, for most channels that is not the case. So again, I just think we're not really being given enough information here to be able to figure out what the whole story is just yet. On Wednesday, obviously, we'll figure out more. And yeah, it is a very, very weird and very, very situational thing for content creators. Like I said, for viewers, it's more than likely going to be a good thing. And honestly, I'll probably try it. And if I like the Play thing, whatever the fuck it's called, Google Play, more than Spotify, then I'll probably continue to be subscribed to it, because I'll be getting a lot more out of it than I would be for paying $10 a month for Spotify. And I mean, I like Spotify, so what can I say? Anyways, that is it. If you have any thoughts on this, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, or you know, something along those lines, whatever. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and let me know your opinions again in comments below. Peace.